Most of us have to use gas. Most of us rely on gas. So there's really nothing we can do but continue to go to the pump and use it. And so at the end of the day, it's out of our control. But what is in our control is how we budget and how we plan for these things. Hi friends, welcome to Moms and Money, where we talk about making money, managing money, and saving money for the women in the household. So today we're going to be talking about gas prices. Yes, the price of gas. If you've been living under a rock, or maybe you're blessed to live in an area where you don't need a car or rely on a car for transportation, but gas prices are insane, and we've reached a record high, a 40-year high at this point in time. And like, honestly, every day it changes. It's like crazy. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about why these gas prices are high, how long they're going to be high, and what we could do about it. As I'm sure all of you know, Russia is invading Ukraine. And that is one of the main reasons why the gas prices have soared. I know a lot of people didn't realize this, but Russia is the third largest country that produces crude oil, petroleum, and natural gas. And so with the sanctions that President Biden placed on Russia, the United States is not accepting any imports from Russia with oil, even though it only makes up to about 8% of the oil that the US consumes, because you know that we do rely on other countries like Canada and Saudi Arabia and stuff like that. It still is negatively affecting the gas prices tremendously. So this invasion, it not only affects us morally, right? Because we feel so bad seeing it televised, but it also affects us financially. And so even though there's really nothing that we can do as citizens, it is important to recognize what is going on and why it's happening, and what we could do, like what's in our control. I don't know if any of you guys remember this movie, but there was a movie that came out called I Am Legend with Will Smith. And I remember seeing it in the movies. It came out back in maybe 07 or 08 or something like that. I remember seeing that movie, okay, and seeing the gas prices in that movie, because the movie was taking place in the future where everybody turned into zombies except for Will Smith, and he came and saved the world kind of thing. I remember seeing the gas prices in I Am Legend thinking, whoa, that is crazy. I cannot imagine paying that much for gas. Well, guess what, my friends? Some people are actually paying more than that. There are some areas in California that are paying over $6 a gallon for gas, which is unheard of. I remember when I first got my license, and I remember driving in the late 90s, and gas here in Georgia was 99 cents per gallon. Yes, 99 cents. We're a long ways away from that, but still, like over $6 a gallon, I just couldn't imagine. So the US average price per gallon at this point is $4.38. Before this record, the highest was in July of 2008, and it was $4.14. So that is a big jump, and it's a big jump from where we were last month. But at the end of the day, complaining about it isn't going to help us. Most of us have to use gas. Most of us rely on gas. So there's really nothing we can do but continue to go to the pump and use it. Use it sparingly, of course, if you don't have to. I mean, I definitely wouldn't suggest going on a road trip right now at all. But unfortunately, most of us have to use gas. We still have to go to work. The kids still have to go to school. The buses still have to run. Truckers and truck drivers who transport a lot of goods across America still have to, business still has to happen. So because of that, it's like, not only are we going to see it affect us financially with the gas that we pump in our car, but we're going to see this trickle and affect almost every area of business. Because here's the thing, Russia does provide a lot of natural gas. And so we can see that, we may see that our gas, if we live in a home where we use natural gas, the cost of that is going to increase. And if you think about it, petroleum is used in a lot of things. Everything from mascara to cleaning products to a lot of healthcare companies use petroleum. And so the cost of these things are going to increase as well. Because as these things increase, guess who has to pay for it? The average consumer, the middle class. That's who really takes the brunt and beaten when it comes financially, when it comes to things increasing like this. And so at the end of the day, it's out of our control. But what is in our control is how we budget and how we plan for these things. There's a quote in the Bible that says, "Little foxes ruin vines." So basically what that means is that You know, in the Bible, there's these beautiful vines, and at night these little foxes come and bite them, and you don't see the damage that it makes until like a lot of time has progressed, and all of a sudden you come outside to enjoy your vines, and guess what? They're all ruined. So I look at these increases as little foxes that can ruin, you know, some of our financial goals and kind of derail us off of our financial plan. Because not only are a lot of cost of goods sold going to increase with these gas prices increasing, but also the cost of food. As you know, the truckers who drive and do these routes all over the country that provide us with a lot of the food in our grocery stores, you know, food is already expensive. That's going to increase as well. The only thing that we really can do is to control our spending, and to adjust our budgets as needed. Because like I said, these are necessities. We have to eat. Most of us can't just grow our own food, and we have to use gas because most of us don't have electric cars. Some of us do, but most of us at the end of the day don't, and most of us still have to go in physically into work. So those are necessities. So all we can do is to control our budget. Go back to the basics. Pull up your budgeting spreadsheet or your budgeting printables. I have links for those in the description box. I have whole playlists that to talk about how to set that up in the description box. Go back and see like how much you're spending, because you don't want to wake up one day and be like, whoa, I can't afford to save anything this month because gas has doubled, or the grocery budget has tripled in some instances, or the gas that I pay for in my home, that price has increased, and that's not something that I planned for. None of these things are things that we planned for. But the beauty of a budget is that you can change it as you need be. Unfortunately, our incomes typically don't increase when all of these expenses increases, and which is crazy. It's horrible. I can go off on a whole tangent about that. How the average salary hasn't increased at all, almost non-existent in the past 20 years, let alone everything from gas to groceries to just your living expense to be able to just live has increased tremendously. But at the end of the day, if your income has not increased, but yet your expenses has increased, you have to make some sort of adjustment somewhere. Whether that means you start a side hustle, let this be a warning for you to start that side hustle. Start that side hustle, sis or bro, whoever's watching. Let this be a sign for you to go ahead and start something, okay? I've done lots of videos about side hustles, profitable side hustles from home that you can do part-time. I will link them all in the description box, and then some of my favorite side hustles in the description box as well that you could start, because some of them take time to get started, but once it gets started, it has the possibility to really change your life, okay? Because a lot of us in corporate America, or if we teach, or if we're a police officer or a community officer or something like that, we don't have control over our incomes like that, okay? But you do have control of what you can start on the side. So if you take action to start on the side so you can have some sort of small income starting out coming in to kind of make up for these increasing expenses so that you could still stay on this right financial plan, that can help you tremendously, okay? We don't want these little foxes to come up and just destroy our budget, destroy all the time we spent this whole year planning our budget, doing our annual budget, doing our monthly budget and stuff like that, okay? You just have to adjust the budget to what it is, you know? So if you're spending double the amount on gas, that's how it needs to be reflected in your budget, even if you can't afford it, because that's what you're spending. A budget is just actually what you're spending and what you're bringing in, okay? So take the time to adjust your budget and to adjust any future plans as needed. Plus, I know this, I say this all the time when I talk about budgeting. If there is any place in your budget where you can cut back on spending, now is the time to do it. Again, these are the only things we have in our control, because the powers that be really run the shots. There's really nothing we can do. We're still gonna go get gas. We're still gonna go get groceries, regardless of what the price is. So, you know, what we have in our control is our spending. So if there's any place that you can cut back on your spending to adjust and to help with these inflated and increased costs, then go ahead and do that now. Take the time this week to review your budget. See how much you spend. Go back from January, where I, talk about how you should create an annual budget and then your monthly budget. Go back, adjust your annual budget. Go back, adjust your monthly budget, adjust your spending depending on how you do your budgeting. Maybe you budget by paycheck. adjust that to reflect these increased prices so that you're not surprised one day when you realize like, hey, I haven't saved anything in 3 months. Wow, or I can't chip away at my debt as fast as I wanted to because of these increased prices, because of these little foxes coming and ruining our plans. So at the end of the day, you guys, it's out of our control. There's nothing we can do but control the things that we can, and that is our budget at the end of the day. So leave a comment down below and let me know, have you been feeling it at the gas pumps? I know all of us have. I know I have. I went to go fill up. I have a Jeep Cherokee. It's old. She's almost 17 years old now. And I had a half a tank and I went and filled it up at Costco, and it cost $50 for me to fill up from a half a tank to a full tank. And I have never spent that much before in my life to fill up my car at a half a tank. So I know we're all feeling it, but at the end of the day, we just have to push forward, still be positive, pray that God guides you into the right direction, that the Holy Spirit guides you to make the right financial decisions, and you can't go wrong. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.